The stars stretched endlessly across the black sky, each a sharp point of light in the vast emptiness. The alien fleet moved silently through the void, their ships sleek and powerful, designed for speed and strength. They were explorers, warriors, and scientists all at once, members of a civilization that had conquered countless worlds. Yet for all their knowledge, the energy signature on the remote planet ahead puzzled them. It was unlike anything recorded in their galactic maps. Commander Thalrin, a tall, lean alien with silver-blue scales and eyes that reflected the void, leaned over the holographic display aboard the flagship. "This system should be empty," he said. His voice had the subtle resonance of authority, echoing slightly in the control room. No life, no colonies, no activity, yet the sensors show energy, intelligent energy. His second-in-command, Sira, a smaller alien with wings, folded tightly against her back, studied the readings. "It's faint, yes," she said, "but it is organized. It is not natural. Someone is there." Thalrin narrowed his eyes. "Then we investigate. Scan the planet. I want to know who is hiding here, and why." The fleet moved closer to the EE planet, which appeared barren at first glance. Gray deserts stretched across its surface, dotted with jagged mountains. Rivers carved faint blue lines across the land, and thick clouds gathered in the atmosphere, masking the planet's secrets. From orbit, the aliens began scanning. Their instruments, far beyond human technology, detected signs of buildings, small, energy fields, and movement, proof of life, yet nothing like what they had expected. No large cities, no massive war machines, no industrial complexes. Just a colony. "Commander," Sira said cautiously, "their structures are primitive. They have no shields, no starships that I can detect. This planet appears defenseless." Thalrin considered this. "And yet they hide. Something is wrong. They should not remain unseen. We must approach, carefully." Down on the planet's surface, the humans lived unaware of the eyes observing them from orbit. The colony was small but thriving. Simple. Homes made of reinforced materials dotted the landscape, arranged in careful grids. Gardens flourished in neatly tended rows. People worked together, tending plants, repairing structures, and teaching children. They lived in harmony with the land, using both ingenuity and patience to survive in a world far from Earth. At the colony's center, a large communal building rose above the rest. This was where the council met, where humans debated ideas, shared knowledge, and made decisions for the good of everyone. The leader, a middle-aged human named Jonah, looked out at the rising sun with quiet pride. "Another good day," he said to his second-in-command, Mara. "The crops are growing, the water system is stable, and the children are learning faster than ever. We are ready for what comes next." Mara nodded, her hair catching the sunlight. "Jonah, sometimes I worry. We have been hidden for so long. What if someone finds us?" Jonah smiled, calm and confident. "Then they will see what we have built. But I believe humans are stronger than most believe. Our strength is not in weapons or machines. It is in how we think, how we adapt, and how we work together." Far above them, Commander Thalrin made his decision. He ordered a small delegation to descend to the planet. They would observe closely, make contact if necessary, and report back. He expected a primitive species, frightened and defenseless, perhaps even foolish enough to beg for protection. The alien ships glided down through the atmosphere with barely a sound. Their advanced technology made landing almost effortless. The humans, working in the fields, looked up and paused, unsure what they were seeing. A shimmering light, moving unnaturally fast, hovered over their land. Jonah stepped forward. He did not run, though his heart beat faster. Stay calm, he whispered to Mara. We don't know who they are, or what they want. The alien delegation landed in a clearing near the colony. Their forms were unlike anything the humans had seen. Tall, slender, covered in shimmering scales, with limbs and appendages that seemed almost unnatural. Their eyes glowed faintly, scanning everything. Thalarin stepped forward. We are explorers, he said, his voice amplified so humans could hear. We come from beyond your stars. Who are you? Jonah stepped forward as well, raising a hand in greeting. We are humans. We live here. We have always lived here. You are the first beings like this we have seen. The aliens exchanged glances. Thalarin's curiosity grew. You are alone? No other humans? Jonah shook his head. We are a hidden colony. We chose to remain unseen. The galaxy is vast, and we have learned sometimes it is safer to be quiet. Thalarin's eyes narrowed. You hide, yet you live openly. Your buildings, your gardens, they are signs of intelligence, but you have no warships, no defenses. How do you survive? Jonah smiled. We survive because we think, because we plan, because we work together. Strength is not only in weapons, it is in unity, in knowledge, in adaptability. You may not understand yet, but we are stronger than we appear. Sira stepped closer, curious. Stronger than you appear? Your species seems fragile. Your bodies are soft, your weapons weak. How can you call yourselves strong? Jonah's voice was calm but firm. Strength is not only physical. You measure power by size, by force, by fear. We measure power by intelligence, by courage, and by our will to survive. You may not see it now, but we are capable of far more than you imagine. The aliens were silent. They had not expected such confidence from a species so small, so seemingly defenseless. Thalarin's mind raced. Could this small human colony really be so capable? Over the next hours, the aliens observed humans more closely. They watched how they solved problems, how they communicated, how they adapted to sudden changes in weather or equipment failure. Every action seemed deliberate, every solution creative. Humans did not panic, they did not falter, they adapted. Thalarin began to realize something profound. These humans were not just survivors, they were thinkers, innovators, strategists. They had hidden themselves for reasons he did not yet understand, but it was clear. They were far more dangerous and far more impressive than any alien would expect. As night fell on the colony, lights glowed softly from the homes, and humans moved about their work with quiet determination. The stars above seemed to twinkle more brightly, as if watching this small but remarkable society. Thalarin returned to his ship. Report everything, he ordered. Do not underestimate them. This colony is unlike anything we have seen. They are humans, and they are different. Sira frowned. Different, yes. But can they be a threat? Thalarin looked back toward the planet, the faint glow of the human settlement visible even from orbit. Threat? Perhaps. Or perhaps they are simply a revelation. Either way, the galaxy is about to learn something it never expected. In the quiet of the colony, Jonah looked up at the night sky. He knew they had been seen. He did not fear it, but he understood the risks. Let them come, he whispered. We will show them what humans can do. The alien delegation remained in the clearing outside the human colony, their long limbs and scaled bodies catching the soft glow of the planet's rising sun. Commander Thalarin's mind raced with curiosity and caution. These humans were unlike any species he had ever encountered. They were small, fragile in appearance, yet their confidence was undeniable. Jonah, the human leader, stepped forward again, his calm presence radiating quiet authority. Around him, other humans watched warily but without fear. Children played at the edges of the clearing, seemingly unconcerned by the strange, towering visitors. Thalarin studied them carefully. "You claim intelligence," he said slowly, his voice resonant. "Yet you possess no ships, no weapons, no defenses that we can detect. How can a species like yours survive in the galaxy?" Jonah smiled faintly. "We survive because we think," he replied. "We adapt. We work together. Strength is not only in machines or size, it is in the mind, in creativity, and in cooperation." Sira tilted her head, her glowing eyes scanning Jonah and the humans behind him. "Your words are bold," she said. "Do you not fear us? We are armed, we are powerful, and we can destroy you in moments." Jonah shook his head. "Fear does not guide us. Knowledge, understanding, and strategy do. If you come to fight, we will defend ourselves. But if you come to understand, we can teach you. Strength is not always violent." The alien delegation was taken aback. Never before had a species spoken with such clarity, such fearlessness when facing potential danger. Thalarin felt an unfamiliar stir in his chest, a mix of admiration and unease. Sira motioned to the others. "Commander, they are different. Their confidence is not false. They are intelligent beyond what we expected." Thalarin nodded slowly. "Observe, learn. We are here to understand, not yet to judge. Let us see what makes them humans." Jonah led the aliens through the colony, showing them the gardens, the water systems, and the small but efficient buildings. Every structure seemed simple, yet every detail was purposeful. Humans had engineered tools and systems that balanced technology with nature. There was no waste, no unnecessary complexity, and yet everything was highly functional. One alien, Trelk, bent down to examine a human energy generator. "This device, it is compact, yet powerful," he murmured. "It appears almost natural, but efficient." Jonah watched with quiet pride. "We believe technology should serve life, not dominate it," he said. "We do not build to destroy. We build to create, to survive, and to improve." Sira's gaze followed a group of humans tending to a small field. They worked together seamlessly, passing tools, sharing ideas, and teaching children without speaking much at all. The aliens realized that communication was not just in words, but in actions, in understanding, in instinct. "They coordinate without orders," Sira whispered. "Their efficiency, it is remarkable." Thalarin considered this. The humans were not just clever, they were adaptable, cooperative, and fearless. Unlike most species he had studied, humans did not rely solely on technology or brute force. Their strength came from something deeper: unity and ingenuity. As the aliens moved further into the colony, Jonah led them to the communal building at the center. Inside, humans of all ages were engaged in discussion, teaching, and research. Holographic displays projected maps, energy readings, and experiments. The aliens watched in silence. One human, a young woman named Mara, noticed Sira's interest in a device that monitored water flow. "It's simple," she said, "but it can predict droughts, detect contamination, and regulate distribution automatically. We rely on understanding nature, not controlling it." Sira touched the device lightly with a clawed finger. "You integrate knowledge and nature intelligently. This is rare in your galaxy." Jonah smiled. "We have learned that survival is not about domination. It is about balance, adaptation, cooperation, and foresight." Thalarin's mind raced. These humans were clearly intelligent, but more than that, they were wise. They had survived hidden for generations without attracting attention. They had developed systems that rivaled alien technology in efficiency, yet they had done it without violence or conquest. He realized something unsettling. If humans had chosen to expand aggressively, they could dominate entire systems with ease. But they had chosen not to. "Commander," Sira said quietly, "we have underestimated them. They are capable of far more than their appearance suggests. Their intelligence, it is practical, adaptable, and surprisingly bold." Thalrin remained silent for a moment, studying the humans' interactions. He watched Jonah speak too, a group of children, teaching them problem-solving techniques. He watched Mara coordinate a team repairing a water generator with minimal communication. He watched humans move together as a single organism, each action purposeful, each decision calculated. "Report," he finally said. "Record everything. We are witnessing something unprecedented. They are not primitive. They are beyond expectations." Sira nodded, her wings twitching slightly. "Yes, Commander. Beyond expectations." As the day progressed, the aliens attempted to intimidate the humans subtly, testing their reactions. They made small displays of energy, hovered threateningly, and activated devices that could be used as weapons. The humans, however, remained calm. They did not panic, did not run, did not falter. They responded strategically, using tools and systems to neutralize potential threats without violence. Jonah and his team coordinated responses that the aliens could barely understand, simple actions combined in complex, unexpected ways. Trellick whispered to Sira, They are unafraid, and they respond intelligently, not emotionally. This is unusual." "Yes," Sira replied. "Their courage is different from any species I have encountered. They do not act recklessly. They act deliberately. Their minds are precise, adaptive." Thalren's mind was already forming new calculations. The galaxy had believed humans to be primitive, weak, and uncoordinated. Yet this small colony demonstrated qualities that rivaled or exceeded many advanced civilizations. Their potential was enormous. Jonah, aware that the aliens were testing them, chose to speak again. "We do not seek conflict," he said. "We defend ourselves if necessary, but our goal is understanding. Knowledge, cooperation, and creativity are what guide us. You may think you are testing us, but in truth, we are learning as well." The alien delegation was silent. Never before had a species spoken so boldly, so confidently, when faced with beings capable of instant annihilation. The humans' words were not threats, but their calm confidence carried a quiet power that unsettled even the seasoned aliens. As night fell, the colony glowed softly under artificial lights. Humans continued their work, teaching, researching, and preparing for the next day. The aliens observed silently, each member of the delegation processing what they had seen. Thalren finally spoke. "These humans, they are not what we expected. They are intelligent, adaptable, and fearless. Their society functions without fear, without weapons, without reliance on brute strength. Yet they are powerful." Sira nodded. "Commander, if they were to choose expansion, they could surpass most species in the galaxy. And yet, they do not." Thalran looked down at the glowing colony. "We have underestimated them. We assumed weakness. We assumed fear. Instead, we found intelligence, courage, and wisdom. This revelation will change everything. We must report carefully. Humanity is not to be underestimated." Far below, Jonah looked up at the stars. He knew the aliens had seen them. He did not fear it. Instead, he felt a quiet determination. Humans had survived hidden for generations, and they would continue to do so. But now, the galaxy had glimpsed them, and it was clear. Humans were different. Different enough to change the course of the stars. The alien fleet lingered above the human colony, silent and cautious. Commander Thalren paced in his command chamber, his mind racing. The humans they had encountered were unlike any species he had known. They were small, fragile in appearance, yet their minds worked with precision, creativity, and coordination that rivaled the most advanced civilizations. "They are not what we expected," Sira said softly, watching the holographic images of humans moving through their colony. "Their intelligence. It is practical, adaptable, and frighteningly precise. They do not panic, even when faced with unknown threats." Thalren's eyes narrowed. "And yet they have no weapons, no warships, no shields that we can detect. How do they survive?" "They survive because they understand life," Sira replied. "They are not strong in brute force, but they are strong in thought, in planning, in strategy." Thalren sat down heavily. He had been an explorer, a commander, a scholar of civilizations. He had seen countless worlds, countless species, and yet these humans challenged everything he knew about power and intelligence. "We need to learn more," he said finally. "Prepare a team to engage them further. Observe closely. Do not underestimate them." Below, Jonah and his team were already preparing for the aliens' continued presence. They had predicted that contact would not end after a single meeting. Humans had always planned for long-term challenges, always thinking steps ahead. Mara, standing beside Jonah, looked up at the alien ships. "They are watching us," she said calmly. "They are curious. They may be testing us." Jonah nodded. "Let them. Humans are strongest when they are calm, when they act with reason, not fear. We will show them what we can do, but without revealing everything. The galaxy should not know all of our strength yet." As the aliens descended once more, the humans prepared a demonstration, not of power, but of ingenuity. They wanted to show that humans could create, adapt, and survive in ways unexpected. Thalren's delegation approached, expecting to see a primitive society at work. Instead, they found humans coordinating a complex operation, transporting water, energy, and materials across the colony using systems that seemed simple, yet worked with precision. Machines moved automatically, powered by clean energy. Sensors monitored every action, adjusting and adapting. Trelk, the alien scientist, whispered to Sira, "These devices, they are compact, yet they manage an entire colony. Efficient, intelligent, unexpected." Sira's eyes widened. "And the humans themselves, they are faster than expected, coordinated, clever, adaptable. This is alarming." Jonah stepped forward, addressing the aliens directly. "You have seen our colony. You have seen our systems. But there is more you do not understand. Our strength is not in what you see. It is in how we think, how we act, and how we adapt." Thalren raised an eyebrow. "Explain. I do not yet see what makes you strong. Your tools are small. Your bodies are fragile. How can you challenge a species like ours?" Jonah smiled. "Strength is not only physical, it is mental, it is strategic. It is the ability to survive, to solve problems, to work together. Look at your own actions. You rely on technology, on power, on fear. We rely on thought, on adaptation, and on courage." Sira frowned. "You claim to be capable, but you remain on this single planet. You hide." "Why?" Jonah's expression turned serious. "We hide because the galaxy is not ready for us. We survive because survival requires patience. But make no mistake, we are capable. If we chose expansion, we could reach the stars with ease, yet we do not seek conquest. Strength is measured by how you use it, not by how much you have. The aliens exchanged uneasy glances. They had underestimated these humans, and now the implications were clear. These were not a simple, defenseless species. These humans had purpose, strategy, and intelligence beyond what most civilizations possessed. Thalaren's mind raced with possibilities and dangers. If humans were revealed to the galaxy, they could alter power balances across countless star systems. If left unchecked, they could surpass even the most advanced civilizations in time. And yet, they had chosen restraint. Sira stepped forward. Commander, we must study them more closely. Their potential, it is unprecedented. They are adaptable, strategic, and capable of rapid learning. They could survive almost anything. Thalren nodded slowly. We will continue observation. But we must also understand their philosophy. Their intelligence is not only in their actions, but in their thinking. We must see how they approach problem-solving, conflict, and survival. Below, humans continued their work, aware of alien scrutiny. Jonah gathered his team. We will show them our ways, but carefully. Let them see intelligence, not aggression. Let them see coordination, not chaos. And above all, let them see that humans survive and thrive because of our minds, not weapons. Over the next hours, the humans demonstrated their capabilities in small, controlled ways. They repaired damaged systems with tools that seemed ordinary, yet were highly advanced. They coordinated complex tasks without verbal commands, showing precision and adaptability. They moved as a single unit, each person acting independently but in perfect synchronization. The aliens observed with growing astonishment. These humans, small and unarmed, had systems that could rival alien technology in efficiency and effectiveness. Their ability to anticipate, adapt, and respond to challenges was remarkable. Trelk spoke quietly. Commander, they are not what we expected. Their intelligence, it is practical, adaptable, and almost frightening. Yes, Sira agreed. And their courage, they do not fear us. They act with reason, with strategy, with calm. They are not reckless. They are precise. Thalren's mind was already forming calculations. These humans were not just survivors. They were innovators, thinkers, and strategists. If they were to expand, they could dominate systems far beyond their home planet. Yet they did not seek power. They sought understanding, survival, and cooperation. Jonah approached the alien delegation, speaking with calm authority. You have seen what we can do, he said. But this is only the beginning. Humans are capable of more than you imagine. We survive not because of fear, not because of weapons, but because of our minds, our courage, and our ability to adapt. That is our true strength. Thalaren felt a chill run through him, not of cold, but of realization. These humans were not to be underestimated. They were not weak, nor naive. They were capable of far more than any species in the galaxy had assumed. Sira stepped closer. Commander, they have hidden from the galaxy for generations. And yet, in their isolation, they have grown stronger, wiser, and more capable than any species we know. If they were to engage, they could alter the balance of power across countless systems. Thalaren nodded slowly. Indeed, we have found not a colony, but a revelation. Humans are not what we assumed. They are not primitive. They are extraordinary. As night fell, the colony glowed under artificial lights. Humans continued their work, teaching, researching, and maintaining the systems that sustained their lives. The aliens observed silently, each member of the delegation processing what they had witnessed. Jonah looked up at the stars. He knew the aliens had seen them, He did not fear it. Instead, he felt quiet confidence. Humans had survived hidden for generations. They had prepared, adapted, and thrived. And now, the galaxy had glimpsed them. Thalrin returned to his ship and gathered his team. "Prepare a full report," he said. "This species is not what we expected. Their potential is enormous. Their intelligence, courage, and adaptability surpass many civilizations we know. We must observe further, but we must also respect them. Humans are extraordinary." Sira nodded. "Yes, Commander, extraordinary and unpredictable." The stars above the hidden human colony watched silently, knowing that this was only the beginning. Humans had revealed their potential, not through force, but through intelligence, courage, and ingenuity. The aliens had seen the truth. These humans could survive anything, adapt to any challenge, and perhaps even change the course of the galaxy. And far above, Commander Thalrin realized something unsettling. The galaxy had underestimated humans for far too long. The hidden colony was not just a secret. It was proof of a species that could not be measured by appearances alone, a species that could redefine what it meant to be strong. The revelation hung in the minds of the alien delegation. They had thought themselves explorers, scholars, and masters of intelligence. Yet they now faced a species that defied expectation, a species that hid its true power, and a species that might one day rise to challenge everything the galaxy believed it knew. Jonah looked at his team. "We survive. We thrive. And one day, we will show the galaxy who we truly are." The stars twinkled, silent witnesses to a hidden human colony that had already begun to change the universe, one calculated, thoughtful, and courageous step at a time. The alien fleet had remained above the human colony for several cycles, observing silently, learning, and recording every detail. Commander Thalrin's curiosity had turned into cautious concern. The humans were unlike any species he had encountered. They were small, fragile in appearance, yet their intelligence, coordination, and courage defied expectation. "They continue to surprise us," Sira said, her wings twitching nervously as she observed the humans from the flagship. "Every action is precise, every solution efficient. I am beginning to question, could they survive anything?" Thalrin paced slowly. "It is time to test them, not to harm, but to understand their true capabilities. We have observed enough to know they are clever, but we must see how they respond under stress. How will they act if faced with real danger?" Sira hesitated. "Commander, we could push them too far. They are intelligent, yes, but they are still small and fragile." "Precisely," Thalrin replied. "That is why this test must be subtle. If they respond with skill, we will know their full potential. If they fail, we will still learn something." On the planet below, Jonah and his team sensed a change in the alien behavior. The fleet moved closer, and small disturbances began to ripple across the colony. Communications devices experienced strange interference, and energy patterns flickered in ways the humans could barely detect. "They are probing us," Jonah said calmly, standing with Mara and a small team of coordinators. "They are testing, trying to see how we respond. Let them. Humans are strongest when we remain calm and act strategically." Mara nodded. "We will show them our way. Adapt, coordinate, respond. We survive because we think, not because we panic." The first test came unexpectedly. Alien ships hovered over a section of the colony, and strange energy pulses disabled several of the humans' automated systems. Water pumps stalled, energy grids fluctuated, and machinery froze. Humans could feel the pressure building. Children looked up in confusion, and workers paused in fear. Jonah raised his hand. "Do not panic. Observe. Think. Adapt." Teams immediately moved to assess the damage. Engineers worked to bypass damaged systems using simple, flexible tools. Field teams rerouted energy manually while maintaining order in the colony. Humans coordinated without words, relying on instinct, prior training, and precise understanding of each other's movements. Thalarin watched closely from orbit. "Remarkable," he murmured. "They do not panic. They adapt. Every action is deliberate, every decision efficient. They are exceptional." Sira's eyes widened. "Commander, they are responding faster than we expected. Their coordination is perfect. Their thinking, it is beyond what we anticipated." The aliens decided to push further. Small drones moved closer, simulating attacks on critical infrastructure. Energy discharges lit up sections of the colony, testing both the humans' technological defenses and their problem-solving under pressure. Jonah directed human teams with calm authority. "Focus. Protect the systems. Maintain safety. Work together. Every obstacle has a solution if you look for it." Humans responded with ingenuity. They used simple tools in creative ways, rerouted energy, and coordinated defensive maneuvers. Nothing was wasted. Every action was efficient, precise, and purposeful. Trelloc, the alien scientist, whispered to Sira, "Their response, it is not instinctive fear. It is calculated, adaptive, intelligent. They do not panic. They improvise, they learn, and they overcome. They are dangerous in ways we cannot measure." Sira nodded, her glowing eyes fixed on the humans below. "They are not just surviving. They are thriving under pressure. They are learning faster than we can anticipate. Commander, they are beyond what we imagined." Thalarin felt a cold realization settle in his mind. These humans had hidden themselves for generations, not because they were weak, but because they had chosen restraint. If they wished, they could rise quickly, dominate systems, and challenge civilizations far larger and stronger than themselves. And yet, they did not. The humans' response grew even more impressive as the aliens increased the intensity of their tests. Small drones attempted to isolate sections of the colony, creating simulated crises. Humans coordinated evacuations, repaired critical systems, and even used the aliens' own energy pulses against them, redirecting power safely to maintain stability. Jonah observed his people calmly. "Do not be intimidated. Every challenge has a solution. Every obstacle can be overcome. Act with reason, act together, and act with courage. That is what makes us human." Sira could hardly believe what she was witnessing. "Commander, they are controlling the chaos. They are turning our tests into opportunities. Their adaptability, it is frightening." Thalarin's face remained neutral, but inside he felt unease. The humans had not only survived every test, they had learned, from each one improving their systems and strategies as they went. Their intelligence was not static. It was dynamic, adaptive, and unpredictable. As night fell, the humans worked tirelessly, repairing damage, improving systems, and teaching younger members to respond to emergencies. Even under pressure, the colony maintained order, structure, and efficiency. The aliens observed in stunned silence, realizing that what they had expected to be a simple, defenseless species was anything but. Trelloc whispered again. "Commander, if they wanted to, they could expand beyond this planet in a matter of cycles. Their intelligence, their adaptability, it is beyond anything we have seen. And yet, they remain here, restrained, patient, hidden. Why?" Thalarin shook his head, slowly. "Because strength is not always about expansion. They understand something we often forget. Intelligence without wisdom is useless. They are not only intelligent, they are wise. They survive because they know when to act, when to wait, and how to think ahead." The aliens' tests continued for several cycles, each one revealing more about the humans' capabilities. Humans responded not with aggression, but with ingenuity. They turned simulated attacks into lessons, strengthened systems under pressure, and coordinated actions across the colony with seamless precision. Jonah addressed the alien delegation directly, sensing their attention. "You see our strength," he said calmly. "It is not in weapons. It is not in fear or brute force. It is in thought, in coordination, in adaptability, and in courage. Every problem has a solution if you approach it with patience, knowledge, and cooperation. That is the human way." The aliens were silent. Thalrin felt a mix of awe, respect, and unease. These humans had hidden for generations, not out of weakness, but out of strategy. They had cultivated intelligence, unity, and adaptability to levels that surpassed most civilizations in the galaxy. And they had done so quietly, without drawing attention. Sira finally spoke, her voice low and hesitant. "Commander, they are not what we expected. They are capable of anything. We cannot predict their limits. They are extraordinary." Thalrin nodded slowly. "Indeed, this test has revealed what observation alone could not. Humans are adaptable, strategic, and intelligent beyond what we assumed. They are not merely survivors. They are innovators, thinkers, and strategists. If they chose to act aggressively, they could challenge any species, and yet they choose not to." Below, Jonah watched the alien ships with quiet confidence. Humans had survived hidden for generations. They had prepared, adapted, and thrived. And now, the aliens had learned an important lesson. Humans were not to be underestimated. The stars above shone silently, witnessing the unfolding revelation. Humans had proven that strength was not always measured in weapons or size. It was measured in intelligence, adaptability, courage, and unity. And these humans had all of it, beyond what even the most advanced aliens could predict. Thalrin returned to his command chamber, speaking to his delegation. "Prepare a full report. The humans are not what the galaxy expects. They are capable, adaptable, intelligent, and courageous. They have hidden, yet they are powerful in ways we cannot fully measure. Humanity is extraordinary. We must observe, learn, and respect them." Sira added quietly, "Commander, they are not only extraordinary, they are unpredictable, and that makes them dangerous." As the alien fleet departed the immediate vicinity of the colony for a brief period, Jonah and his team returned to their work. They had passed the test, not by fighting, but by thinking. Humans had turned potential danger into an opportunity to demonstrate intelligence, cooperation, and resilience. Jonah looked at Mara. "We survived, we adapted, and we taught them what humans are capable of without lifting a weapon. That is our true strength." Mara smiled. "The galaxy will learn soon enough. And when it does, they will understand that humans cannot be judged by appearances alone." The stars above watched quietly as the hidden human colony continued to thrive, adapt, and grow. And the aliens, far above, returned to their fleet with a new understanding and a new respect for a species that had quietly prepared to change the galaxy one step at a time. The alien fleet hung silently above the human colony, larger now in number, their ships gleaming with a quiet menace. Commander Thalrin's eyes scanned the planet below. Every observation so far had shattered expectation. Humans were not small, fragile creatures as the galaxy had assumed. They were intelligent, adaptable, and courageous beyond measure. And now, after repeated tests, he understood something that unsettled him deeply. Humans were extraordinary. "They have passed every test," Sira said quietly, wings folded tensely. "Every challenge we put before them, they adapted. They outthink, outmaneuver, and survive. We underestimated them badly." Thalarin nodded, silent for a moment. We assumed weakness, we assumed fear, but they do not fear us, and they respond with thought, with precision, with strategy. Humanity is a revelation. Below, Jonah walked through the central hub of the colony with Mara at his side. The humans were calm, orderly, and focused, as though the aliens' presence had always been expected. Every system, every energy grid, every communication device was operating perfectly, even under surveillance. Humans had grown used to observation. They were prepared not by weapons, but by intelligence and coordination. Jonah spoke to his team. They have seen us. They have tested us. Now we must show them what humans are, without threat, without fear, without aggression. We survive because we think. We thrive because we adapt. That is what they must understand. Mara nodded. Let's make it clear. Humans are not to be underestimated. Commander Thalren called his delegation together in the flagship. We must make first contact fully, not just observation, not just testing. They have shown capability beyond any record. But what we do next will determine the galaxy's understanding of humanity and the balance of power. The alien fleet moved closer, carefully lowering to a hover above the colony. From orbit, the humans could see their ships glinting under the sun. Jonah raised a hand in greeting, calm and confident. Commander Thalren, he said through the universal translator, you have seen our colony. You have tested our systems. You have observed our responses. But understanding comes not from intimidation or challenge. Understanding comes from dialogue, cooperation, and reason. Thalren paused. He had never encountered a species so bold, so composed, and so confident in the presence of potential power. He had expected fear. He had expected begging, trembling, or at least hesitation. Yet humans had none of these reactions. They are extraordinary, Sira whispered. Commander, their confidence is not arrogance, it is knowledge, experience, and strategy. They know what they can do, and they do it calmly, Jonah continued. We do not seek war. We do not seek domination, but we are capable. We survive. We adapt. We think. That is our strength, and it is far greater than appearances suggest. Thalren studied him, and for the first time in his career he felt a sense of unease. Not fear exactly, but respect and caution. The humans below were small, yet their minds were vast, their coordination flawless, their adaptability unmatched. Sira spoke, her voice low. Commander, if they wanted to, they could expand quickly, dominate systems, surpass entire civilizations. Their intelligence is not just survival, it is strategic potential beyond comprehension. Thalren took a deep breath. And yet they do not seek expansion. They have hidden, observed, and prepared. That is wisdom. We have underestimated them for too long. Jonah motioned for his team to demonstrate the humans' hidden capabilities. Small devices, appearing simple to the alien eye, began to operate in complex coordination. Water systems, energy grids, and communication networks functioned seamlessly. Automated vehicles moved in perfect synchronization, transporting resources efficiently across the colony. Every action, every system, every response was intelligent, adaptive, and calculated. The aliens watched in awe. Their sophisticated sensors and advanced technology were no match for the humans' ingenuity. Every test they had tried to impose was now being countered, not with violence, but with thought, coordination, and adaptation. Trelk, the alien scientist, leaned closer to Thalren. Commander, they are not just surviving, they are thriving under every possible pressure. Their intelligence, it is practical, strategic, and dynamic. This is beyond expectation. Thalren nodded slowly. a new understanding forming. Yes, they are not primitive. They are not weak. They are extraordinary. The galaxy has assumed humans are insignificant. We now know they are not, and if revealed fully, they could change everything. Jonah spoke again, addressing the alien delegation directly. You see what we can do. You see our systems, our coordination, and our adaptability. But do not mistake this for aggression. Strength is not only in force. True strength is in intelligence, courage, and unity. We survive because we act wisely, not recklessly. We thrive because we work together, not alone, Sira whispered, almost to herself. Commander, humanity is perfect in its unpredictability. They are capable of anything, and yet they choose restraint. That is extraordinary. Thalarin considered this carefully. He realized that humanity's power lay not only in what they could physically do, but in what they chose not to do. They had the capability for dominance, yet their philosophy, their intelligence, and their ethics restrained them. They were a species that could change the galaxy, but they were patient, deliberate, and wise. Jonah turned to Mara and the team. Prepare the final demonstration. Show them what humans can do, without threat, without force, but with clarity. Let them see the truth. Humans cannot be judged by appearances. The humans set to work. Small ships and automated vehicles rose from hidden launch areas, moving in perfect synchronization. Energy grids optimized resource distribution in real time. Systems that had appeared ordinary were revealed to be highly advanced, self-correcting, and adaptive. The aliens watched in stunned silence. Thalarin's mind raced. He had expected cleverness, adaptation, maybe ingenuity, but not this. Humans were capable of coordinating vast systems, anticipating challenges, and responding in ways that even the most advanced alien technology could not fully predict. Sira whispered, Commander, they have hidden themselves for generations. And yet, in that time, they have grown stronger than almost any civilization we know. Their restraint is strategic. Their intelligence is extraordinary. Thalarin nodded slowly. Yes, humanity is a revelation. The galaxy has assumed weakness. We have observed it firsthand, and now we know the truth. They are not to be underestimated. Humanity is exceptional. As night fell over the colony, the humans continued their work, calm and deliberate. They had passed every test, adapted to every challenge, and demonstrated capabilities far beyond what the aliens had imagined. Yet they had done so without aggression, without fear, and without overreaching. Jonah looked up at the stars, speaking softly to Mara. We have revealed enough for them to understand. Humans are not weak. We are not primitive. We survive because we think. And one day, the galaxy will see our full potential. Mara nodded. They will respect us, or they will fear us. Either way, they will know humans cannot be underestimated. Far above, Thalarin returned to the flagship's observation deck. He gazed at the glowing colony below and spoke quietly to his team. Prepare a report. This is not merely a hidden colony. It is proof of a species that defies expectation. They have intelligence, adaptability, courage, and strategic vision. They have restrained themselves for generations, yet they could challenge the galaxy if they chose. Humanity is a revelation that will change everything. Sira's voice trembled slightly. Commander, they are not only extraordinary, they are unpredictable, and that makes them formidable. Thalarin nodded, understanding fully. Now, yes, we have underestimated them for too long. The galaxy will never see humans the same way again. They are not merely survivors, They are innovators, thinkers, and strategists. They are humans, and they are extraordinary. The alien fleet departed the immediate vicinity of the planet, carrying the knowledge of a hidden species, unlike any other. Reports would reach distant systems, civilizations would reconsider their assumptions, and the galaxy would slowly begin. To realize the truth, humans were not weak, not primitive, and not insignificant. They were capable of far more than anyone had imagined. Below, Jonah and his people returned to their work. They had revealed just enough, demonstrating intelligence, coordination, and resilience. But they had kept their full potential hidden. Humanity had survived, adapted, and thrived, and they would continue to do so, quietly, patiently, and wisely. The stars watched silently over the hidden colony, witnessing a species that had quietly prepared to change the universe. Humans had proven that true strength was not in weapons or size, but in thought, adaptability, courage, and unity. And now, even the galaxy's most advanced civilizations knew the truth. Humanity was not to be underestimated. Jonah looked at Mara and spoke softly, almost to himself. We survive, we thrive, and one day, the galaxy will know who we truly are. The night sky shimmered over the colony, calm, infinite, and full of potential. Humanity had revealed enough to make the galaxy reconsider everything it thought it knew, and the stars seemed to shine a little brighter, acknowledging a species that had quietly mastered the art of survival and prepared to define the future of the universe.